Alright, game 5 here, and this is probably the most elegant, most beautiful game of the entire match. So, I look at the board, there's Museum, which is kind of like Fairgrounds. It rewards you for having different cards in your deck, 2 points per differently named card. Um, there's no plus buy. I mean, there's gaining and develop and expand, but there's no. The plus buy is contraband, which is not great, right? You just lock provinces and you can't ever by province, but it probably still is okay actually with expand. You could expand into the provinces. I was not buying them. So actually maybe there is decent potential for an engine here looking at it. No. Looking at it then, I thought, well, let's just go sacrifice on Fool's Gold. Simple, I don't really see much else to do here. So let's try that. We both open with a sacrifice. However, my opponent goes for the early Overlord, so um, going into debt by 5 coins, I'm gonna pick up a fool's gold here. I'm not sure about this. Like, what do you think about opening Overlord just in general? I mean, here, I mean, your primary target for it here would probably be Lost City, right? You could use the sacrifice while you're paying off debt, for example. But after that, it'll probably be Lost City. So here he pays back debt. So basically, you have to skip that. And he does get the trash and estate picking up a point, which is nice. More fool's gold for me. And here he pays off debt and actually doesn't buy anything. So he doesn't want the fool's gold, is what he's telling me. I'm very happy about that. It means I get the pile uncontested for me. So I'm gonna buy even more fool's gold here and just continue along my way. I'm gonna keep an estate back here because it's worth a couple extra points because of the museum. So this sacrifice will be used on coppers from now on, after this estate, of course. So, my opponent gets another sacrifice, which is fine to try to trash more quickly, and a fourth fool's gold for me here. So, I feel okay about my position here. Fortress for my opponent, and now I start to see, oh, there's a little trick with expanding fortress. You could get the fortress back into your hand. Also with developing fortress, you could get um, you could get a 5 and a 3 off of that. The Lost City is an excellent 5, an excellent target. Well, the 3 isn't that great, right? You could just, like, you could get develop, which one off is fine, but um, you don't want a lot of them, right? Surely. You could get silvers too if you like. Another Overlord for my opponent, able to pay off more debt this time than last time. I'm gonna pick up one here as well, because I have the Fool's Gold and I can pay off the debt immediately. Also, it's worth 2 points to pick up one, right? So why not? And I can use it as a lost city, most likely. So I'll develop here for my opponent now. So they're building um, more of an engine here. So they have the develop, lots of sacrifices, couple overlords, not the fool's gold. Here I pick up a trading post. I can get silver, which is worth 2 points, and thin away some coppers. That's cool. And here I missed this, so you can use sacrifice on fortress and draw a lot with it. In fact, I missed a lot of things this game because what you're about to see now is the beautiful part of the game. So the setup is like this. In his hand he had the develop, the fortress, and the overlord, right? Develop fortress into lost city and develop. Draw with overlord as lost city and then repeat, develop your fortress into lost city, develop. You always have the fortress because it bounces back to your hand, and in short order, the lost city pile is empty and the develop pile is empty. This is absolutely brilliant. I didn't see this at all until my opponent presented it to me here. Look at this. This is amazing. Look at what he has on the board here. This is brilliant. And he picks up an expand here. This is amazing, right? The only hope I have here is that, well, he has a deck full of develops now. Hopefully, hopefully he'll stall. He also has a deck full of lost cities, so I'm not holding my breath for him to stall. But if I'm to have any chance, I don't think I have any chance at this point. We I haven't even bought a single province, and now this Overlord is dead as a lost city in my hand. I have to play it as something else, which I choose as a second trading post here, just to thin a little bit, and I have to go for the province at this point. But really, I think that turn effectively ended the game for me. He does stall here, my opponent. Draws a couple of develops and just thins a bit here, but all his other turns from here on out are going to be tremendous. He picks up a fool's gold that I have to assume is just for points. I mean, it could be for money as well, but I assume it's just for the 2 points. Um, yeah, I can't get to province here, so I'm just gonna pick up and expand here, entertaining some thoughts of truncating the game by expanding provinces into provinces. You have to try, right? Could have been a gold as well. That would have been 2 points plus some economy. But from here on, it's just my opponent, and the develops actually are not a problem. Sacrifice could trash them, get them out of the deck, and he has what, 3 sacrifices now. So this was brilliant. This was honestly brilliant from my opponent. The sacrifices actually help him to get rid of unwanted develops from his deck. Um, he could do things at his leisure here. Maybe he could have won on this turn, I'm not really sure. He has the expand, so he could expand that fortress, get an expand, draw, play expand, draw, play expand, draw. Assuming he has enough draw, I'm not sure entirely though. He gets a contraband here. Really, he's just having fun at this point, right? You could get whatever you like here. Lots of develops, right? He has develops for gain as well. So he could like develop the fortress indefinitely and get all the trading posts out, for example, in the same way he got the lost cities out. Instead, it's going to be a mission. Beautiful time to pick up a mission. He has the extra expands in his deck now, as well as the develops. I missed a lot of tricks here with sacrifice. A laughable amount of tricks with sacrifice. Sacrifice on fortress, sacrifice to clean up here, develop on fortress. It's like I looked at 2 cards, just looked at Fool's Gold and got hypnotized. But this is brilliant play from my opponent, expanding into a province here. Something, and a spare trading post into a province. I could react this for a gold for 2 points, but yeah, that isn't going to matter at all. Again, maybe he could have ended it here. I'm not sure at all if he could have. Of course, mission prohibits him from buying any cards on this turn. So I do have one more turn. Play my Overlord as a fortress. Worth the $8, of course. Totally worth the $8 to play it as a fortress. And I buy a duchy, and my opponent is going to clean up the game here by emptying the Fool's Gold. He does play his contraband, and I choose the contraband provinces, but it doesn't matter at this point. You can just buy the mission, go through the deck again, and pick up the last 2 Fool's Gold, even if I contraband the Fool's Gold instead of the province. So that is, like I said, perhaps the most elegant game in the match here. That little, not a little, that combination, just draining the Lost City pile and the develop pile was incredible. I missed it completely. But when you have these things done to you once, you probably are not going to miss it after that. So if it does show up, I'll be aware of it. Sacrifice helped a lot in cleaning up his deck with the removal of the excess develops. So yeah, that is game 5. Very well done by my opponent, and it takes us to game 6. Thanks for watching.